speed, altitude, raw thrust. From the Nazi secret weapons of World War II to the invisible killers of today, these are the most powerful jets ever made. Let's start with the pioneers, the jets that changed warfare forever. Messerschmitt Me-262, the world's first operational jet fighter. Built by Nazi Germany, it screamed past Allied propellers at speeds they couldn't touch. A terrifying glimpse of the future. Gloucester Meteor, the Allied response, Britain's answer to the jet age. While it never fought the Me-262 in direct combat, it proved that the Allies had entered the era of the turbine. P-80 Shooting Star, the American, the first operational U.S. jet fighter. It missed World War II but laid the groundwork for American dominance in the jet age. F-86 Sabre, the dogfighter, the American hero of the Korean War. It mastered the high-speed dive and set the standard for jet-on-jet combat. MiG-15, the Surprise, the Soviet shock. Powered by a reverse-engineered British engine, it boasted heavy cannons and a climb rate that stunned the West. Next are the Cold War icons, the era of speed and nuclear tension. MiG-21, the AK-47 of the skies, the most produced supersonic jet in history. Simple, rugged, and found in almost every air force on Earth. It is the symbol of Soviet influence. F-104 Starfighter, the missile with a man in it, designed for pure speed. It had razor-thin wings and a terrifying accident rate, earning it the nickname the Widowmaker, a Cold War icon of raw performance. Mirage 3, the Triangle, France's delta-wing masterpiece. It made history in the Six-Day War, proving that a well-flown French jet could decimate superior numbers. F-4 Phantom II, the Brick, proof that with enough thrust, even a brick can fly. A massive, twin-engine beast that could carry more ordnance than a World War II bomber. It served everywhere, from Vietnam to the Gulf. F-5 Tiger II, the Freedom Fighter, the MiG-28 from Top Gun. A lightweight, cheap, and reliable fighter supplied to U.S. allies. Proved that you don't need a heavy jet to be a deadly dogfighter. English Electric Lightning, the Rocket, a British interceptor that was essentially two engines with a pilot strapped on top. It could climb vertically immediately after takeoff to catch Soviet bombers. F-105 Thunderchief, the Thud, a massive fighter bomber built to carry nukes, but ended up doing the dirty work in Vietnam. It flew fast and low, taking heavy losses but delivering massive payloads. F-8 Crusader, the last gunfighter, the last American fighter designed with guns as the primary weapon. A naval legend that loved a close-range brawl. Saab 35 Draken, the Kite, a sci-fi fighter from the 1950s. It introduced the double delta wing and was the first plane to perform the Cobra maneuver, long before the Russians made it famous. Next are the high-speed interceptors, built to outrun the world. MiG-25 Foxbat, the Nightmare, the jet that terrified NATO. Built with steel to withstand extreme heat, it could fly at Mach 3.2, outrunning almost any missile fired at it. MiG-31 Foxhound, the Defender, the evolution of the Foxbat. While the MiG-25 was fast but blind, the MiG-31 carries a massive radar and long-range missiles to guard the endless borders of Russia. SR-71 Blackbird, the King, the fastest air-breathing manned aircraft ever built. Titanium skin, Mach 3.3. It didn't have guns. Its defense was simply to accelerate and leave the danger behind. Next are the air superiority fighters, the masters of the dogfight. F-14 Tomcat, the Fleet Defender, the swing-wing icon made famous by Hollywood. Equipped with the massive Phoenix missile, it could track 24 targets and engage 6 simultaneously from over 100 miles away. F-15 Eagle, the undefeated, the gold standard of air superiority. With a combat record of 104 wins and 0 losses, it is arguably the most successful fighter jet in history. Su-27 Flanker, the Cobra, the Soviet answer to the F-15, supermaneuverable and dangerous. Famous for the Pugachev's Cobra maneuver, proving Russian aerodynamics were world-class. Su-35, the Super Flanker, the ultimate evolution of the Su-27 family. With thrust-vectoring engines that can point in any direction, it can perform maneuvers that defy physics. F-16 Fighting Falcon, the Viper, small, single-engine, and agile. It introduced fly-by-wire technology, allowing it to pull 9GS instantly. The most widely exported fighter in the world. MiG-29 Fulcrum, the dogfighter, Russia's light tactical fighter. Designed to scrap with the F-16, it famously features helmet-mounted sights that allow the pilot to shoot missiles just by looking at the target. Next are the ground attack and multi-role legends. The Mud Movers, A-10 Thunderbolt II, the Warthog, a flying gun, built around the massive U-8 Avenger cannon. It is a tank killer designed to fly low, take hits, and unleash the terrified sound of freedom. Su-25 Frogfoot, the Rook, the Russian equivalent to the A-10, rugged, armored, and built to operate from rough fields while soaking up ground fire. Panavia Tornado, the low-level beast, a European variable sweep wing bomber, designed to fly at treetop level at supersonic speeds to deliver runway-busting munitions. Seppicat Jaguar, the Mud Fighter, a joint British-French strike aircraft. Rugged and simple, it was built to fly low and fast in the desert, serving with distinction in the Gulf War. F-111 Aardvark, the Pig, the pioneer of swing-wing technology, a fast, low-level interdictor that could fly blind in any weather using terrain-following radar. A 6 Intruder, the Iron Tadpole, ugly but effective, the primary medium attack aircraft of the U.S. Navy and Marines for decades, delivering heavy payloads in the pitch black of night. Super-Étendard, the Ship Killer, the French naval fighter that shocked the world in the Falklands. Flying inches above the waves, it used Exocet missiles to sink advanced British warships. Harrier Jump Jet, the vertical legend, the jet that defies gravity, capable of taking off vertically like a helicopter. It proved its worth in the Falklands, outmaneuvering faster jets by literally stopping in midair. F/A-18 Super Hornet, the Rhino, the workhorse of the U.S. Navy. It replaced the Tomcat and the Intruder to become the versatile backbone of American carrier aviation. Next are the Eurocanards and Smart Fighters, the Agile generation. Eurofighter Typhoon, the Storm, a delta-wing beast built by a consortium of nations. Incredible agility and climb rate, designed to dominate the skies of Europe. Dassault Rafale, the Omnirole, France's refusal to compromise. Elegant and deadly, it is designed to do everything, from dogfighting to dropping nuclear weapons off the deck of a carrier. Mirage 2000, the Musketeer, the evolution of the French Delta Wing. Small, vicious, and incredibly agile, it remains one of the most effective single-engine fighters in the world today. Saab JS-39 Gripen, the Wolf, Sweden's masterpiece. Built to fight Russia from dispersed highway bases in the snow. It is small, cheap to operate, and incredibly smart, the ultimate guerrilla fighter jet. Saab 37 Viggen, the Thunderbolt, the predecessor to the Gripen, a massive, raw, powerful delta-wing jet that could land on short roads and reverse into a parking spot. Chengdu J-10, the vigorous Dragon, China's answer to the F-16, a highly capable single-engine delta-wing fighter that proved the Chinese aviation industry had caught up to the West. Next are the strategic bombers, the heavyweights capable of ending nations. B-52 Stratofortress, the Buff, big ugly fat fellow, flying since the 1950s and scheduled to fly until the 2050s. It carries a massive payload of cruise missiles and gravity bombs. Tu-95 Bear, the loudest, technically a turboprop but fast enough to act like a jet. This Soviet nuclear bomber is so loud that submarine sonar can hear it flying overhead. B-58 Hustler, the Hot Rod, the world's first supersonic bomber. It looked like a spaceship and carried a nuclear weapon and fuel in a massive pod underneath its belly. Tu-160 Blackjack, the White Swan, the world's largest and heaviest combat aircraft. A supersonic, variable sweep wing bomber capable of launching nuclear missiles from thousands of kilometers away. Avro Vulcan, the Delta Bomber, a British icon, a massive triangular wing bomber designed to nuke the Soviet Union. It famously flew the audacious Black Buck raids all the way to the Falklands. B-1B Lancer, the Bone, a supersonic heavy bomber. It flies low and fast, hugging the terrain to deliver massive payloads before the enemy radar can lock on. B-2 Spirit, the Boomerang, the stealth bomber, a flying wing design costing $2 billion per unit. It can bypass the world's most advanced air defense systems to strike anywhere on the globe. Finally, the experimental, stealth, and future, the Invisible Killers, XB-70 Valkyrie, the White Bird, the most beautiful bomber ever built, a massive 6-engine Mach 3 prototype that rode its own shockwaves. It forced the Soviets to build the MiG-25 just to catch it. F-117 Nighthawk, the Ghost, the world's first operational stealth aircraft. Angular and strange, it was invisible to radar, slipping through Baghdad's defenses to drop laser-guided bombs with impunity. YF-23 Black Widow II, the Lost King, the plane that lost to the F-22 Raptor. Many experts believe it was faster and stealthier than the Raptor, but it was too radical for the Air Force. A legend of what could have been. F-22 Raptor, the apex predator, the most advanced air superiority fighter ever built. Combines stealth, supercruise, and thrust vectoring. It sees you before you know it exists. F-35 Lightning II, the computer. More than a jet, it is a flying data center. It connects every asset on the battlefield, sharing targets and threats instantly while remaining virtually invisible. Su-57 Felon, the Challenger, Russia's entry into the 5th generation. Combining stealth with extreme maneuverability, it is designed to hunt and kill American stealth jets. J-20 Mighty Dragon, the Rising Power, China's heavy stealth fighter, a massive, long-range interceptor designed to threaten carriers and support aircraft in the Pacific. NGAD, the Future, the next-generation air dominance, the classified 6th-generation fighter currently in development. It promises to redefine air combat with loyal wingman drones and directed energy weapons.